Right. Hello!
It was just two lovers sitting in a house and in the brown, falling for each other.
Wow, what a time. What a time, what a place, what a day to be seeing you. It is January 30th, the same day I'm uploading this. And I'm just hopping on because I wanted to kind of do a reflection of January. Because it was quite the month, in not all the best of ways. Not all the best of ways, but I have a lot of thoughts and emotions and feelings and I wanted to share them with you. It's really windy outside. Like, it just got really windy the second I started speaking, so that's nice. I hope you can't hear it. Yeah, hi, hello. Missed you. I feel like I say that every time I get on here because I'm always gone. I'm never here, am I? Well, to be fair, actually, for this month, I've been okay. I've only missed like a week, but that's because I got deathly ill. I was really ill, actually, which is my own fault. I went outside without a jacket, so karma is real and she is a bitch. That's okay. I'm feeling better now. It's been like a week since I was like writhing in bed, missing classes. I kind of felt like Beth in Little Women, or like literally any woman in any period piece ever. Because you know, like when they're sick, they're like laying in bed and they're like, and you're like, right, you're being dramatic. Formal apology to those ladies. That's my bad. Yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk about this month because it was quite crazy, actually, and I've committed myself to quite a lot for this year, more than I did last year, which my personal academic tutor, literally told me not to do because I had to come to him and be like, I've taken on too much, there's no going back, help. And he was like, right, so next year don't do this. And I was like, of course, I'm not that stupid. I got stupider, actually. Last year was 3 shows I was in. This year it's a show and 2 dissertations, and also my own personal projects. So, and also I'm volunteering at the Scottish Poetry Library now, Rogue. I have like a brief interest in poetry, which mind you, I still have an interest in poetry, but it's not as intense as it was a couple months ago. But I like the people there, and I like the volunteer work, so staying on. But yeah, this is what it's looked like since I got back from home. All the red is when I was home, and then that's what it's looked like since I got back from home, which by the way was the week I got home as well. So that's really nice. But honestly, like, I'd do it again. Sorry. That's the thing that keeps me taking on all these projects and being crazy and stupid is I've survived it, and it's the whole you have to work 10 times harder to get half what they got, you know? So if I want what they've got more than what they have, I gotta work 30 times as harder, I guess, or something like that. So that's what I do, which is so far fine. It's so far fine, and it's just gonna have to keep being fine, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make it fine, and I have. So yeah, but I wanted to kind of touch base on my New Year's resolutions because I don't want to lose them this year. They're very important to me. A refresher, if you didn't watch my 2025 in review, my resolutions, or my 3 words for the year, are consistency, compassion, and creativity. I want to be more consistent in posting. I want to be more consistent in my routines, more consistent in just like my level up operating, and also like taking care of myself and doing the things I'm supposed to be doing. Keeping up with my community, you know, making sure I'm answering messages, which that part's not going great. I literally have messages in my inbox from family and friends that I love dearly that I've not answered in 2, 3, 4 weeks. Someone's in there that like I haven't responded to in a month or 2. It's really bad. I'm so sorry, guys. But anyways, so consistency. Consistency has been going okay. It's been going decently okay. Getting sick really did throw a rock in my path. Really like a boulder. But I've gotten back on track now, and I'm using today, like my room was a mess. That was another thing I wanted to be consistent with, just keeping my space clean and organized so that I wasn't overwhelmed, or it was just easier for me to feel like this was a safe space and not another space to stress me out. But that's okay. Organized today, cleaned it, did some laundry clearly, and I've got work later. So, you know, I did as much as I could with the time that I have. And that's all that matters. So it's also staying consistent in the other things, which is compassion and creativity. Compassion, I've been doing a lot better with kind of putting myself in other people's shoes and kind of like realizing what my own situation is as well. I think a lot of the times the reason that compassion is one of my words this year is because I was really, really hard on myself last year. And this year I don't want to make excuses for myself, but I do want to make sure that I'm explaining to myself the entirety of the situation that I'm in. To be like, right, so you need to be so kind, because you cannot expect 100% from yourself or more than that if you're not taking care of yourself, or if there's things going on beyond your control that you cannot change, that you cannot improve, that you just kind of have to live with. Like, everything that's going on at home with, you know, ICE terrorizing my country and my people, I feel like a traitor for having moved over here while all of that's happening. I feel like I've abandoned my family and my friends. I feel like I've escaped something, but also I feel trapped. I feel homesick. I feel scared. I feel so many things that I wasn't addressing that kind of came to a head this morning. And I called my dad and I talked about it, but I was feeling so many things that it was affecting other areas of my work. And there's, you know, some of the things that were coinciding that I needed to dissect separately, and I still do. I'm gonna journal. Because that's the other thing. I feel like part of the compassion thing is I also need to speak to myself more. I need to be more self-aware and less self-obsessed. And I do that typically by journaling, and I haven't been journaling lately. I haven't been writing, which taps into the creativity. I've kind of abandoned a lot of my hobbies. I did start watching movies and, you know, reflecting on them again, and I've restarted some of the personal projects that I've got going on, and I started to like reinvest my time in those, and that's helped a lot. And I started writing again. So blog posts may be coming back soon, may not, if you follow that, just because I don't know. I've had the blog for so many years, and I've just been doing the same thing for so many years. I haven't made any, like, my skill is improved. The following hasn't, the effort I'm putting into it hasn't really. And I don't mean dismantling Writer's Cup of Tea, like, completely. That's such an institution in my life. A lot of people that I know or that I follow, even like my flatmates and friends, like people I just met, refer to me or have referred to me in the past as Writer's Cup of Tea, or refer to all the work that I do or this brand I'm trying to create as Writer's Cup of Tea. So there's no way I can get rid of what made me in the beginning, at the very least. But she does need to take a new shape, I think. And I just need to figure out what shape that is, because I'm not happy with just continuing with the way that it's been going. And at first I thought it was because I was like, oh, I'm not getting any traction, I'm not making any money, maybe that's what's frustrating me. It is frustrating me that I'm not making money on it, but just because I know now I've built the skill, right? And I have a certain sense of audience. It's not large, it's not even as big as the audience I have here, I don't think, which also isn't, you know, humongous, but it is something I want to continue building and developing, especially as I continue to pursue my career as a writer, because I don't see myself as just an actor. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I do see myself as an artist more than anything, and I see myself as a writer, a director, an actor, a singer. So I want to make sure I'm developing all areas. Not maybe at all times, they're gonna switch off and take turns, but I think this year it's a really big year. Last year was really big for acting and singing, and I think this year it's a big year for writing and acting and directing. I want to make sure that I'm growing in all areas that I possibly can, especially during this time at uni, because it is, you know, I live with third and fourth years. I do see that it is coming, not to an end, but it's coming to a head. And I want to be prepared, and I want to give it everything I've got, and I want to make use of this time that me and my family are sacrificing for one another for me to grow and for me to be a better, more well-rounded artist. So I think figuring out what Writer's Cup of Tea is now that I've, you know, realized that I don't want it to be what it's always been, I think that's part of the creativity. It's going to be a major part for me, at least over the next few months, because I say this now that I'm going to try and figure out what I'm doing with that, but that's not going to be until probably about summer, if I'm really honest. So the blog will be more sporadic than it was, but it will still be there because I still love it there. But I think I'm gonna try and figure out how to monetize my writing and how to develop it in other areas like script writing and screenwriting and that kind of stuff. I'm working on all 3 words. I'm making sure I'm, you know, developing in all 3 words, but I'm also trying to just kind of imprint this time on my brain and really soak in everything that's happening, because for one of my projects in particular that I'm working on, it's important that I remember this time and that I remember exactly how it felt and I remember exactly what it meant and means to me. And also just for my humanity and my own personal experience, it's really important that I feel and experience everything that I came here to feel and experience, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at, and I just want to kind of talk about that because I want to keep checking in. I think I either might do like a resolutions or, you know, 3 words check-in maybe at the end of every month or at the end of every season, like winter, summer, or winter, spring, summer, fall, you know, because one of the things we learned in one of our classes, or not learned, but were asked to do, was to do these like actors journals, which is something I kind of already did, but I do it in a reflective way. I don't really do like rehearsal logs. I hate rehearsal logs. I like them that way. I like being able to shift and move and look at everything in retrospect and look at everything as a whole when it comes to, right, this is what this experience was to me. This was the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is how they converged. This is how they diverged. What does this mean about me as an artist in that period, who I am now, and who I want to be, and also as a person. So I think a video capture way of that as well is really nice, because I like to talk. I like to yap, and I also like to have conversations about this kind of stuff. I've been having a lot of conversations with my friends about, you know, where we were this time last year or this time their first year, or, you know, that kind of stuff, both as artists and as people, and I just wanted to have those conversations with you as well. If you have any thoughts, please drop them in the comments. I would love to hear how you've grown, how you've changed, how you feel you've developed. If you have any advice for me sticking to my consistency and my creativity and my compassion, please let me know. God, let's tap into our community and make our lives a little easier. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun, and my classes have been really interesting. I think those will start really interesting conversations and really kind of change what I think I'm doing with my life. So I'm really excited. But yeah, I'm gonna go edit this now and then edit some other videos and then organize my day for tomorrow, because tomorrow is my first day off in like a week or 2, and I'm gonna have like a solo date day. So I'm gonna go see hopefully go see one of the shows that is sold out at my school that they're putting on, and then I'm gonna go get some uni work done, so like a little study date and like grade some snacks and stuff because it'll be on uni campus. And then I'm gonna go get dinner. I think I'm gonna go get pho. And then I'm gonna go see Habit. So I'm really stoked, actually. Then I'm gonna come home and have like a little self-care night, do my nails, do a face mask, do a nose strip. Yeah, I'm really excited, but I'll leave you to your day. I hope it's a wonderful one, and I love you so much. I will see you tomorrow, literally tomorrow, Saturday. I'm posting the other half of my at-home vlog because I want to post that and I want to edit it because I miss my family and my friends in California, and editing means I get to see them again. So yes, right, see you later. I love you so much.